Om Ganganapate Nama, Sri Gurubhyo Nama, hariom. The correlation of the moving with the non-moving, which was discussed upon, has to be comprehended. We have to visualize in the examples analogy presented, like a pot or that train and have to be linked to oneself, means human embodiment. Now human embodiment also is placed on the planet Earth. It is suspended in the space. It is moving. And then if we draw the contrast of space with awareness, and that awareness localized to this human body is expressing as I am, and this is what is the unfolded in the scriptures. But then how to establish the link, how to comprehend? For that sake, that template concept has been drawn. Like a template, there is a light outside. Through that template, etched with a letter, and that light descends down in the form of assuming as if it is a word, because definitely that word has got the content of the word is very much the content of the source. So this is drawn, that is in turn is fed to our subtle body, in the presence of which it manifests. The content, the impressions are manifested. Now this has to be visualized, comprehended. This is what is the fact. And now that how it is corroborated would be that space, because there is awareness, consciousness that is all pervading, and that is undoubtedly, because creation is intelligent, and the source got to be intelligently, the solar system, the entire thing. There are laws of the creature. Everything, the twin, this all happening of this, everything. If we see, even scientifically, if you see, there is a knowledge. Now the I am also is endowed with knowledge. Now that knowledge which is outside, it has no word. It is formless. But this knowledge, the so-called I am, they call the pradhama vritti, the first expression of vritti, means the formation. The vritti means which has taken a karu, vrutta, like our mathematics, we have got that vrutta with which we curve, means that very thing has assumed one specific contour. That is called pradhama vritti, and it cannot be disputed. The so-called I am or me, this is very much potentized with awareness. Now one has to evolve some model to drive home this point, because that's why the various factors have been, because now the space awareness is fixed, and the suppose the human being on the placed on the planet, he is moving. So the space localized to the earth, or earth, suppose earth as earth, it is unable to contain I am. Now the being on the earth, he says I am, and that I am is wielding knowledge. Now one. There has to be something, and it is a fact. It cannot be disputed. But scriptures only indicate this I am and awareness are part and parcel. They are not separable. It is not a thing. It is not a word. I am not is a word which is indicating in a mundane parlance of the indicated object. So I am and subject are one and same. Now, to drive home this point, one has to draw one some example which suits to oneself. I thought the light analogy. Suppose we are placed in a room, everything is closed. The on the ceiling, there is it is inscribed with a letters, barring that everything is masked. Then the outer light comes. Now that light is very much held downstream. It looks a word, but back end it is without word. Now same thing extends to our human thing. Now we call so-called or this point. Now assuming that there is a actually the actual reflection happens in the karana sharira, the casual body. In this casual body, there is the vritti. Vritti means that reflection, the receptor is there, which assumes, which taps, and like a light illuminated in a room, light placed in a room illumines. That light illumines the entire body, and it is revealing as I am, and this I am is none other than that. Now the correlation, this I am is changing, moving, but that awareness is not changing. So here again, then only the whatever the our rishis, our holy masters, uh, their experiences, even whatever is indicated, we are integral. Ishvara Amsha Jiva Avinashi, Jivo Deva Sanatana. So Deva means the God, the light. Deva, Divyati iti, Deva. So it is a light, it is awareness, consciousness, it is prajna, and that is very much a thinking. So that God principle is something like that equated to perfectly. It is as per our thing. One, it is Shuddha, means it cannot be tainted. Asangha, and it is Mukta. Mukta means all else. Suppose earth now cannot pollute akasha, space, nor nor that space cannot be conditioned. Earth cannot access, pollute the space, and earth cannot divide it. That is Shuddha. Shuddha means pure, means it cannot be polluted, alloyed. Then Mukta means it is not bound. Now space, earth is moving, space cannot be, it is ever liberated, it cannot be done. Now this is how this parallels is drawn. It may sound dry, but we have to really feel the profound content and evolve some model which will help us. Otherwise, till then, we are. It is till then it is we are denied of that great great oneness, and we are deprived. And in the absence of this I am, out of I am projects an entity. I am existing. Actually, existence. Now, existence is space. Space is existence. Now, the space localized to human body, it is that space I am. Now, if this I am, the imposition, superimposition of the I am existing amounts to that second space is given a room, given a space. So second space is given birth. Now this second space is non-existent. There is only one space. So that is that is an unacceptable proportion. We have to somehow establish find our correlation. As I have said, one is Consciousness is I am consciousness. Through the example, light could be appropriate because the light, outer light, is immediately in our uh, human form. Light in, as a word, I am. Now this light in the wake state is fed to our mind. Here the example of a film reel, the projector room, if you visualize, now the mind means it is like a CD or film reel or some kind of some storage device. It is inert. Unless it is connected to a player, it cannot manifest. That I am light is actually in its presence this content of the mind manifest. The manifested, the film reel or CD are having video files, audio files. Now this is what is our words of the illumined words. So it is I am forend. I am, I am the illuminated things are very much exist in me. I am, and I am include. This is the downstream of the mind. I am include these thoughts, and thoughts exist in me. Now one contrast in this thing have been the fore and downstream, that I am content. Suppose it is it has illuminated there one person, whatever names the uh, forms of some, it has illuminated Himalayas or something, or a person. Now this light I am is awareness that illuminated things are without are known to me. They are inert. Now this they coexist. That is in a, of course I am trying to slightly to the Vedic things. Bhati means light. I am Bhati. Bhava means the derivatives of the light. So one good thing to drive home would be that I am a source light is falling on a triangle, the prism. Now prism downstream, it is seven colors. Now the white light in the downstream other side of the prism, white light has white light is operating as seven colors, and the seven colors exist in white light, and white light include seven colors. These seven colors are known. And then the white light is knowledge, and it is actually these Vibgya seven colors are none other than that itself, but out of ignorance. Why at this stage we'll admit it, but it has knowledge. Now it is knower and known, and these two are allied. They are coexist, like a source light and through a film reel the sourced movie. All those persons, they are all illuminated. Illumination in illumined names and forms is immute. It is not tainted, because this light has not become hero. There is no hero, whatever the casting without this light, and whatever casted, hero, heroine, what everything casted is not light. This is not our expounded. Without this source light, there is no source names and forms. Source light has not become names and forms. Names and forms are not source light. So these are all such an presentations which are factual, but we need a model to comprehend. That model to understand this subtle body, how it is working. So the I am presiding over this manifested emotions, feelings, thoughts, bhavanas, the all is awareness, and these emotions are aware of known. But now one thing is, now By as knower, it is further um, getting down, uh, which is also not feasible. It identifying with the known, and that in the process, the whatever is known, this knower has become. That's what bhava rogi. We say bhava rogi is the being who is infected with bhava. Bhava bandha. Bandha means attachment. Attachment bandha means anatma. Anatma means the known which has no knowledge. Aham iti mati. The, the intellect has decided these known bhavanas, not it's his, but he is verily that only. So this is whipping, this is actually pricking, making a person completely tossed like a football being hit. The I am is hit by emotions. It is terrible. Now we have to be aware. This is what here that emotional intelligence is an intelligence means ability to learn, and ability to learn is prior to identifying with the land. It is a knower. It is a but it is unable to hold to that state as a learner. Learner bhati lit tendencies, attitude, patterns of the mind, light in the lit things. It is untainted. It is aware of this one. So this has to be subtle way. It has to be cognized. Now this is downstream happening. Now with this awareness, the sense organs, they are able to pursue the sense objects, shabda, sparsha, rupa, whichever it is a tongue, definitely taste, shat, shat, six from tastes, and ear they have got because knowledge. It is they gain knowledge. The action organs function. Now fine. This outer, the beyond our body there is that light, that light which has no name. Immediately in our body, in the casual body. Now there are all the terminology, they should not distract the fact. The, that very light is operating as a word I am. This I am is illuminating the mind, and this mind, down four end of the mind are illuminated names and forms, words, feelings, and thoughts, those things. Now the intended thing is how the moving. Now I am is moving, that is not moving. Now I am moving. Now this is the crux of it. And but this I am and that, they are correlated as verily one and same. There are no two awareness, but one is moving, one is fixed. How? Here to drive home this point, that analogy of the pot, water pot with water has been stated. It is held on the head. Now the light, all pervading light is captured in this pot, and the captured light, pratibimba, reflection, say it is here in the pot, it is the configured in such a way, it is a word I am. Now that light which is which is uh, which is which is enabling this reflection to take place, that light is fixed. Enabled reflection is moving. So that contact of the fixed, and this has to turn that side. This has knowledge. Then knowledge, then it is only turning to its roots, like an illuminated bulb trying to the light itself, instead of being caught in the illuminated objects of the room. Now the light, it is a light. Actually, in the analogy, light as me, fine. So then this me turns to the light. The as light, it is infinite, it is achala. As a lit word, it is localized, and it has not become division, like a space has not division. How it is feasible? This I am has never became a division. It is not divided. It is not a part. It is not a part. So this principle is the thing. Then from that thing, here that's why that is carrying the tag of sakshi. Now we say God's thing, he is sarva sakshi, vishwa sakshi, because sakshi in the divine parlance is different in the totally opposite to the mundane parlance. Sakshi in the mundane parlance implies suppose A and B are there, there is a clash or whatever, there is a thing. Now C fellow who is not part of this A and B transaction, he is third party. But in the philosophical sakshi means like Nataka Deepam, that there is a drama, that light which is illuminating on the stage, illuminating the stage where this play takes. In the presence of light, this happened. They happened, it has no connection with the drama, the play. Suppose examples are widely figure in all our text and scripture for sukha, sukha for sukha avabodha, for easy comprehension. Now example, we can say the electricity is sakshi. Electricity never feels, yes, I am enabling the fan to rotate. It is its dharma. It is various equipment. It is that equipment property which is making it to manifest. Electricity is sakshi. Like sun is sakshi. Like petrol is sakshi for the automobile. It has no will where to go. But without it, it cannot go. Suppose earth, mother earth is sakshi. In its presence, sannidhi matrena, the seeds manifest. But it has no will. So sakshi point of it is just in its, without it, it cannot happen. It has no will in the whatever happened, and happened has nothing to do with the felicitating source. So that is the thing. So this I am is the sakshi for the happenings of the thing, and this I am as light. I am downstream. This light, if you visualize an eye, this is what is the third eye. This third eye, if it is focusing down, then it is caught up in the body, known body parts, prana, our breath, our mind, and it is identified. Imagine this eye is turned up. That up, it is having direct direct link with the source. That source is as light is infinite. Light, me as light as me. Me as light is not sustainable, though me is because there is no me without light. But out of ignorance, me first I am light. Because which one? But the otherwise is correct. Light is there first, then it is operating as I am. Now as I am is a light, is a third eye. If this is if this looks down, then it is operating through the equipment, the field, the body, mind, intellect, and it is getting localized. It is a limited, but the same eye, if it is turned up, then it is connecting to the transcendental light. Another example, these have to be somehow, it may be difficult, but this is the only way to connect to that infinitude. One has to evolve. One model, one suits to itself. There is an energy or like a light conscious which is without name, but as we know, depending on one's own thing, he may be placed in whichever language, through that word of revealing oneself. One is announcing I am, I am. Whichever I am means awareness. Awareness means now I am awareness is looking down. Uh, awareness is me. Awareness as me. We are connected to that thing. One more example, just for sake of easy thing. Imagine a pot, ghata. This ghata opening, that ghata is placed in the space and the space thing. Now at the opening, this I am is, because by virtue this part I am, this space property. Space is awareness. Now awareness, it has to express. What is not aware cannot say I am. Now this space opening, it says I am. Now this I am, when it is looking down into the part, whatever is held inside, it is all known, because I am is awareness. It is aware of the pot and some objects or whatever is which is cognizing it. Now it is getting identified. Now with logically, with viveka, it has comprehended to be other than the known. Now it is awareness. Aware me, my awareness. But it is there also, it has got viveka. Then how it is feasible? Me, awareness as a trailing. Awareness actually leading, I am trailing. Now otherwise happened, I am leading, awareness is trailing, which is not logical, ridiculous. So like that third, in that opening of the part, so this viveka, bodha, this the viveka took birth, where the appropriate thing would be that the leading light, the awareness is me, and it is now at that, instead of looking down into the part, it is looking up in that opening. Then up it is infinite. It has not become. So this moving part, though it is moving, the other side, the source side, it is fixed. So source side, it appears as if limited, but it is not so. Because space cannot be divided, so light cannot be divided. So light cannot be the chidakasha, what we call akasha itself, akashadapi sukshmatvat. That's what the Shruti says. It is subtler. Now akasha cannot be divided, akasha cannot be burnt, cannot be wet, cannot be cut. And this is jadakasha, whatever we are now placed with this, where the gravitational effect force is there. Now if this were to be imparted, jnana, that's what is chidakasha. Actually we have to remember, Godhood means it is awareness, power, and it is prakasha, light. And that is, then you see, from micro, from ghatakasha, ghata means dehakasha, this body space, one has to connect, because space is one, and space in the context of the embodiment, it is I am. Anything, any entity which has got awareness, it reveals, it has to find a way. Now that way of revealing its awareness is, if there is, imagine, suppose a book, it cannot, it has no knowledge. If a book is given knowledge, it is empowered, then it will not keep quiet. It says I am. So I am and that they are one and same. I am means knowledge, knowledge. But now the question is, which one trails, which is leading? Light, the felicity, the substratum. This is the substratum is leading, and its revelation is trailing. That is trailing. This as trailing, that only trailing. There is no second entity. Now, out of ignorance, the trailed part I am, is taking the leading part, and what is actually operating as this I am, it is made to trail. This is what avidya, ignorance, from our Vedic point of view. It is awareness. It is ignorance. So it is ignorance. Because again, to make it simpler, this with ink I have sourced two letters. So the leading part, that's what I mean. Say leading part is which is first, which is the latter. First there is an ink, no word. Now ink has sourced a word I. Now the leading entity is light, the I is trailing. Now I has no existence apart from that content, the substratum. Now for out of ignorance, this I is projecting as an entity, existing entity, that is not, and it is contending I have ink, my ink. Same way, I am awareness, my awareness. So all these an attempt to convey that what one is not, one is there due to contrast in their lakshana. That means one is one entity which has no knowledge, that is deha prana indriya bhava, mind and material, and one I am who is aware of it, and thus I am aware of it. So that has to be turned around. Awareness as me, and that awareness is fixed, achalam. That I am appears to be moving. Actually, there is nothing I am. Even in this parallels, what we have taken light analogy, the space is more closer, like space. Bimba is very much, it has never been intercepted. It has not thinking. It has not. Another maybe thing, one of the example which connects one has to adopt. There is a fire. There is a fire thing. In that there is an iron mass is placed. It is rolling. Now the iron mass also is fired. It has also caught up. It is otherwise cold. It became hot. Now this hotness of the iron mass has any existence apart from the hotness fire it is in which it is placed. This iron mass is moving. So that fire, the iron mass part of the fire, that is the sakshi. Means in its presence, this iron mass became hot. And now if this iron mass fire were to reveal, I am fire, which is correct? Fire as fired iron mass is correct. Iron mass as fire, no. No, that is I am awareness. I know. Day in day out, we keep on telling I know, my knowledge, and this iron mass telling my fire, my heat, I am heat. Actually, this iron mass, when it is taken out cold state, it cannot say. The moment it becomes hot, it says I am. Same way, this equipment embodiment, now it is operating in the domain of awareness, and this what it is immediately revealing the property of the fire is like that I am. So the property of the awareness is like an aircraft. These are all the models, aircraft moving in a space, and space locust aircraft or a bird moving in the space. The being is moving in the thing. Antar bahishya tassarvam vyapya narayana. Yaccha kincha jagassarvam drishyate shwayate viva. It is awareness, none other than awareness prevail. Only we have to turn around that eye, third eye, it has to, third eye of jnana. Two eyes means the equipment. It is equipment, that very knowledge operating through the equipment, it is all happenings are happening. That third eye, it has to turn around. What it is looking down, it has to look up. It is also quoted in our thing that the fish in the sea, ocean, it has to quench its thirst, it has to make upside down, down to upside. Then only it will have. That is the creator's knowledge, creators. Now, when it is in its normal posture, it cannot. Now, when it has to become upside down, and the otherwise means tilt, then only it can quench. Now, this is a very potentized thing. The I am, I am held knowledge or knowledge held I am. As knowledge held I am Achala. As knowledge, as I am held knowledge, it is superimposed Chala. So this concept, when it is cemented, it will definitely place one to the immortality bliss. Hariom.